And welcome to the Writer's Life, a place you can sight, sound, smells, taste in my particular writer's life, and where I forgot to put up a thumbnail. Doesn't matter. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button and the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one uber exciting fucking video on this very cold Sunday. Well, sort of cold. I thought somebody was calling. So I did a little experiment this morning, and it wasn't really an experiment. I just tried to add up all the books I have in print. And I thought it was around 90, but it's well over 110. That includes novellas and stories and collections and novels. So the whole shooting match. One of these days, I'm going to start making some real money when I start advertising and promoting more. But right now, I'm just concentrating on the writing. I'm going through this 5-year plan that started last year, so I'm a full year into it. And by the end of it, I hope to have at least 300 intellectual properties under my Bear Media imprint. The stuff I do with publishers is different. But that's just under my Bear Media imprint. And then I'm going to advertise the fuck out of it and make a little money. But right now, the most important thing is building the house. So anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I've discussed this topic before. If you ever start a YouTube channel and you're kind of hurting for an idea that day, just go way back to topics that you did before and just revisit the topic. A little bit of advice for you. Luck. I can't tell you everybody thinks if you work hard, you just you put in your ass time in the chair and you put out the 2,000 to 3,000 words a day or maybe less, whatever works for you. That you're just going to get better, and if you get better, there's no question that you're going to be successful. Doesn't happen that way, unfortunately. While if you're in a business like accounting or something, you'll work your way up the corporate ladder. If you kiss enough ass and if you're good at your job, eventually they'll make you a partner of the firm. It doesn't happen like that in the writing business. You can stay at the bottom of the totem pole forever, even if you're the best. And then even worse, even more insulting, is you could die broke, and then in 10 years, you're the most successful author going. When you can't be bothered with it, right? That's what happened with Herman Melville, for instance. He died broke. In fact, he had to go get a real job, on a seaport in New York City, or else he couldn't eat. And I believe Moby Dick was out of print, and somehow it was rediscovered. Scott Fitzgerald, he died broke, 41 years old, died of a heart attack, only because he was smoking 4 packs a day, drinking a full quart, I believe, of gin a day, on top of 12 or 24 beers or something. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how. Well, he didn't. He died. He was only 5'6", 140 pounds. Incredible alcohol intake. Incredible. But his work was forgotten when he died. It was passé, long gone. And then it only came alive again later on in the 70s and stuff like that. 70s, 80s. When the academics declared that Gatsby was a classic, and therefore it was on all the high school lists, and you had to buy the book and you had to read it, and so, boy, wouldn't that have been great for him if that had happened during his lifetime, because he would have had guaranteed income. And so many other authors this has happened to. Bukowski, I think he made some money towards the end. He was a little comfortable towards the end, but he was close to 70, and just such an alcoholic by the time he died. But the point is, like, even the successes that I've had, the major ones, like the 6-figure advances or the high 6-figure advances. Wait a minute, the high 5-figure advances. Perhaps even my Thriller Award, my Shamus Award, hitting New York Times, all that stuff, all the good stuff that's happened, like the stuff you dream about. There's an element of luck involved, no question about it. Like, if I didn't hook up with the right agent at the right time back in '99, no way I would have gotten that first big deal. No way. That launched me. Even though I went through some tough times later, and had I not like hooked up with this one agent whose husband died, so she retired and suggested that I hook up with this agent, Chip McGregor, who is one of these agents he's going to find you a publisher, even if it's a small publisher. He's going to find you a publisher. There's no question about it. I wouldn't have hooked up with the right publisher who helped me sell like 100,000 books in a month, which led to a big deal with Thomas Mercer and all this stuff. And that led to me being featured in a big article by the New York Times but it was all, you can point to luck, not hard work for those things. Now, all of that said, if you do work hard, if you keep punching, this is my Tom Shrek impression. Are you out there, Shrek? If you keep punching a jab, and you're eventually going to land something, right? You're eventually going to get through, and you're going to land. I mean, you might end up looking like Chuck Webner. Chuck Webner is, I'm really aging myself here. I saw him fight back in the mid-'70s when I was a little boy. And he would just get the shit beat out of him. I mean, he would just be like a rag doll. Boom, boom. But he would hang in there. He would just hang in there. Eventually, he'd connect and sometimes win. He had a mean left hook, and he would eventually win the fight. You wouldn't know how, because he'd just be a bloody mess, his face looking like hamburger after. Chuck Webner, look it up. He must have died brain dead or something. I don't know, but that's apparently that's what Sylvester Stallone. That's the boxer Sylvester Stallone based Rocky on. That's one of the theories. There are several that are around, but Chuck Webner. I remember watching the fight and I was fascinated at how much blood this guy could just oozing out of his system. Well, all over his white shorts, and he was a white guy, too. So the blood really it's just it was gory, but it was fun. Anyway, so hard work is a necessary component to succeeding in anything you do in life. Dedication. Talent. If you suck as an accountant, if you sucked at math, oh no, I suck again. If you sucked at math growing up, you shouldn't be an accountant. A boring accountant. Sorry, folks. I have accountants who are fans, and I'm just busting balls. Come on. Laugh it up. Anyway, you have to have all those things and perseverance if you want to succeed. But in the writing business, you also need luck. You have to be at the right place, the right time, the right moment, I guess, and you'll achieve something, hopefully. If not, it could happen after you're dead and gone. Luck of the draw. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, God willing. Ciao, ciao, ciao.